Hey everybody, it's Softcore. Taking a look at my Dovin Baan deck again. I got on the leaderboards today, which is really cool. I got that on second on the regional, and then third on the national. Well, I don't know if they call that a national board, but that was pretty fun. I did change that deck up that I was using previously, and I think that this is sort of going to be my core deck, something that I'm going to be using quite a bit. If we take a look, let's take a look at the leaderboards if you've never seen it before. And you just hit Plainswalker, and then you pick the Plainswalker. So it's number 3 there, that's Softcore, I'm on there. And then number 2, which is great, regionally, I'm in the US, Canada region. I think there's Korean and... U.S., Canada, and this is just what I heard from other content providers. But now, if we take a look at the deck that I have, what I've been doing is using sort of what's called sort of a sideboard, I call it, but it's really not a sideboard. I just switched this one in and out. My average mana cost is 3.3 before. The core cards themselves, being Core Entangler, utilized for defense, Blinding Mage, utilized for sneak, utilized for the back end of my army, Angel of Renewal, utilized for that HP power, sort of keeping my Dovin Baan alive a little bit longer, Sphinx of the Final Word, something that I utilize for a confusion effect, something that can handle large groups or surprises that I'm not used to running into. And then the Helix, which does that portal from side to side, or I can just use it to cycle out. Wave Crash Triton with Core for some of the super big characters, and another Sneak Ninja the Deep Hours, so another Shroud ability, which I like. Noticing there's a lot of characters that can still hit it, but usually it gets through. There's been a couple times where it hasn't. Now the decks that I'm having troubles with are the Garruk decks. It's the green and black deck. Now, it's not that I can't beat them. It's that, it really takes concentration, and you have to really know where to place these characters and what to pull out of what group with core, and how to fight back on that. Now, the strategy that I've been using quite often is just to pull something out and put it in between the two statues. Wave Crash Triton, just kind of keep that line of big stompy characters coming through. Now when they're flyers, I use Confusion, and then I set my Dovin Baan in a particular area, but we'll go through all that in a moment. But as you can see, what I really want to show is that sideboarding out. So that's 3.6 mana. That's pretty, to me, that mana cost was really high, and it was really hard for me to get used to this deck because of that higher mana cost, and I couldn't really do the cycle and get to the core cards. But the Spectral Possession really does help. It's helped me right at the end of the game quite a number of times. So it's also helped for some of those big old Liliana zombie decks. Now I got to get my cards ranked up. 3 and 4 just isn't beating out 6 ranked zombies, 6 ranked everything else. So I'm falling back on my personal rank because the rank 6s are kind of beating me out. But when I'm playing rank 4 and rank 5 cards, or level 4, level 5 cards, this deck does pretty well. And I'm looking to get my hands on Garruk. So if you want to take a peek with me as to how we can get our hands on Garruk, 30,000, so I'm about 3,000 short of Garruk. I can't wait to do a video on Garruk. And then Soren as well. I'm going to have a hard time deciding between those two. I don't know what this Rowan and Will is. Maybe I've been out of Magic for too long, but that's just an odd looking thing to me. But the Soren and Garruk, they both look pretty good. Both of their abilities look pretty great. And I like that black-white card option, but Garruk has been on the leaderboards forever, so if I don't get him, it just isn't going to make any sense. Top 3 are Garruk, and then Tezzeret is right on the bottom. Now, if we take a look at my Tezzeret deck, that's something that I'm working on right now, and it's something that I'm going to definitely do a video on later in the future. But just wanted to show you that Dovin Baan my leaderboard Dovin Baan. Very proud of it for myself. Now it's time for me to do something else. I'm gonna have a beer and likely watch a movie. So yeah, life's good.